All right, who wanted to go first? Who had some good juicy stuff to share?
Wait, before we go, this was like in our just like general goals or like what?
Whatever.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'll go because I have an extensive list.
Let's hear it, girl.
I'm looking at all my post-it notes right now. Hold on. All right. Okay. So mine are gonna sound a little probably not as businessy as they probably should, but it's important to me. I have to, number one, learn to say no to things that don't provide certain things for me. I've kind of taken on this idea of that if it's not excelling my business, bringing more time with my family, or making me genuinely excited, I'm not going to do it. I'm just not going to do it. So which brings me to why I'm not competing this year. It's not going to, I've seen it take people further away from Beachbody. It didn't necessarily do that for me, other than it took time away from my coaches, I would say more. I was still pretty consistent with like making sure I shared Shakeology and that I was still doing Insanity. But I just think when our people are seeing us go to the gym and doing another workout, like it's going against what we do. It doesn't bring me any money. It takes away from my business, and it certainly takes away time from my challengers, my coaches, and my family. So I just decided that this year I wasn't going to compete because it would be strictly for myself and vanity purposes, and I'm just not going to do it. It was like conflicting everything in me. So, which brings me to my next goal is making sure that I'm consistently speaking to my coaches and my challengers, continue to do my power hours, and then making sure that I'm speaking to the coaches that aren't on my power hours, and just really kind of diving into my challengers more, not just on the actual group, but making sure that I'm reaching out to them privately as well, because sometimes I forget to do that. Another one is to be more focused on exactly what I'm doing I have office hours now. That's one of my goals. Like I'm coming into my office from 4:30 to 6 a.m. and I'm shutting the door after that, and I'm not coming back in here until 12, and I'll work till 10 to 12. But so I'm basically setting office hours so I know that when I'm walking into this office during this time, I'm doing the work, and afterwards I'm shutting the door and I'm not getting on my phone and taking time away from my family, not bringing me money. Like scrolling through Facebook is not bringing me money. It's just taking away from my family, and it's making me unhappy. So again, those are like the three things that every decision that I make, I'm going to say that to myself. Let's see, growth of my mindset. I have a lot of personal development that I really want to do. Progress of my just daily habits. I have sitting here right here. So I'm waking up, making sure that I'm going over the things that I appreciate, looking at my vision board, because I didn't just make it for nothing. You got to actually look at it and envision it. Yeah, and that's pretty much the gist of it. There's really no, there's set business stuff because I want to make sure that I'm more consistent with my coaches. But that's pretty much what I plan on leading with for 2017. If it doesn't bring me money, doesn't bring me extra time with my family, and it doesn't make me extremely happy, I'm going to use my power of no, and I'm going to use it a lot. And that's pretty much it.
So I'm going to push you a little bit. Do you think there's going to be some things that you have to do that you necessarily don't like to do?
It really depends. I mean, like I said, I'm
not saying there is. I'm just kind of playing devil's advocate here.
This is what goes back to my daily growth and the things that I do. Like when inviting and all that doesn't feel good, that's usually because I'm not doing those daily activities that I'm supposed to be doing. So like what I do every Sunday is I write down 5 people's names and I take time to get to know them for that entire week. Like completely just get to know them. That's like what I do. I've been doing it for a while now. Sometimes I don't do it. And when I don't do it, I don't want to invite because I'm inviting strangers. When I do it, like this whole month, I've invited everybody that I possibly can. I've talked to so many people and none of it feels bad. And I've had no problem doing it because I've been consistent with that one behavior. So being consistent with my daily behaviors that I've written all over my walls, and that's one of them. If I'm taking time to get to know and planting the seeds and actually like not leading with money but leading with heart, then I'm okay with doing those things that make me. The only time it makes me feel bad is when I'm not doing the things that I should be doing. So
great.
That's it.
Love it. Who's up? Or anyone have anything to add to Danielle?
I love it. If it doesn't make me feel good and it doesn't add to my business, I'm saying no. I like it.
I think that when you said speak to your coaches consistently, because there was like a month and it was in the first month that I was pregnant and felt like shit that I was not like saying anything, like, and they don't say anything ever unless I do. So they were not responding to me. So totally staying consistent and talking to your coaches. Like, and I told myself, I'm like, even the next time, because once I was out of that, like I was like, getting back on track and everything. So I was like, so the next time that I don't feel good, like I am making myself still do these things. Like, so totally speaking to them consistently is.
Yeah. See, for me, I forget because I see like Diana and Jennifer and a couple of the other girls here and there on my power hours. And we have every morning at 5:15. So sometimes like we have these whole conversations and I'm like, yeah, I'll tell the other girls. Yeah, we'll talk about with the other girls. And I completely forget to tell them about everything that we talked about because that's like my 1 hour to like go over it. And then it's like out of sight, out of mind. So I have to like write like a notepad to be like, okay, reach out to those other girls consistently.
Right.
Because it's sometimes it's hard I just totally forget. That's it.
I saw a lot of coaches do this. They print out pictures of their coaches, of like, probably like their PS coaches, or even like challengers for the month, and like post it on the wall. And I'm like, I really need to do that. Like you said, like I need to have like in my space.
In fact, I actually printed out all December of everybody that I've spoken to. And like, I have like a stack. When I tell you that I've been inviting like crazy, I have like a whole list of, hold on, here we go. Wait, that's not even it. They're somewhere. I don't know where they are.
Well, now you need to hang them.
There's so much stuff on my walls right now. I don't know if I can hang up any more stuff.
On the bottom, like keep it. I don't know.
I have like, and it's actually a really good idea because everybody that I spoke to in December, I printed out their picture, and then I wrote like something under there. So, and when they joined the group, I put it in like another folder. It's my whole place is a mess because I was like putting Christmas presents in here, so I don't know what happened. But now I can actually, like, my plan is for this week is to go through those pictures again. And so I don't have to do any searching. I'm just like, okay, type her name in. And I was really excited to do that because I remember it was like a really old call, right? That somebody it was about, or maybe it was about their challengers or coaches. But I did it for like my prospects, and that was a good idea. Might continue.
Let us know how that goes. All right, I think Shannon's like ready to like jump out of the screen.
And I haven't even had inner jobs. I've just been like this all day. So It started at 5:30 this morning, and I got my workout in, and then I feel like I spin my wheels, and I'm busy, but nothing gets done. And I hate that feeling. So that's why I wanted to get on this call so I can change that. But some of the things that I really want to start doing this year, like Danielle said, is reaching out to my coaches. So my goal is to start having a bi-weekly call with my personally sponsored coaches in my downline. Just because Team Arise is great, but Team Arise is big, and it can be very intimidating to these new coaches. So you guys got to meet Kayla. So she's going to be on those calls with me and just start doing some more intimate Q&A kind of things, see what they're struggling with, answering questions about conversations and all those kind of things that they need. So we're looking at starting that maybe February. And then I've had a lot of success with the free group. So I'm going to continue doing that and trying to get to know those people. I just had a new coach sign up, and honestly, I wish I'd had a picture printed out. I don't know her. I'm not even sure if I met her through my challenge group or through the free group, honestly. But just having these people reach out to me and forming connections with people that I don't know. And I realize that's where the success is going to come in. That's where the growth is going to go, is if I'm able to reach out of my circle of people that I know and get to reach people that I don't know. So that's where this free group comes in. I'm just leaving it open. I know they were saying that on the call last night, and adding new people and then just changing the theme and doing something different every month. And I got a new customer from that this month. And, I think once people kind of build that trust and build a relationship with you, then it's going to be easier to transition into a customer. So I'm going to continue doing that. I've been struggling with trying to find some kind of good tracking method. I've tried Streak. That's hard. I've tried pen and paper. That's hard. I have a lot of conversations on my phone. On my Messenger, text. I don't do much text messaging, but it's usually through Facebook Messenger. And then, so I'm on the go. Well, then when I come and sit down, I don't remember to put them all in, or I write them up on a board and then they get erased. And so that's my struggle, is all the conversations of people that I don't have an email address for and those kind of things. How do I keep track of them all? I need to do office hours because the boys' schedule right now is not too bad, but come baseball season, it's going to be crazy. So I have to really set aside and be very focused, and that's my downfall. I get distracted very easy, and it's hard for me to stay really focused and very consistent on what I'm doing, especially if I'm getting messages from, a coach or something like that. And one thing that I can thank Nicole for, I talked to her today, and we are going to do a 4-week Josh Coates, like a video training. So that starts on the 9th. So they send out a video every week through Facebook group. So we're going to be doing that. So I'm excited about that. And then I'm looking for more.
Sorry to cut you off.
No, that's fine. Josh Coates.
Yeah, I've done 2 of his trainings. Which one are you doing?
Oh, what's the name of it, Nicole?
The recruiting one?
It's the 4 weeks, the focus and clarity one.
Oh, cool. I love him. I've done 2 of his groups, and he talks a lot, but you get a lot from what he says. So definitely take notes. Bring a freaking highlighter. He gives really good aha, damn, he knows how to speak to me kind of moments. So all right,
good.
Keep going.
And that's about all I have. So I was really wanting to get some other information and see what you ladies were doing and what's working for you, what's not worked for you, to just try to really get me focused and productive. That's what I feel like I need this year, is productivity, focused productivity. So then I am free to be with those guys downstairs.
That's what it's all about, right? We don't want to take too much time. And that's one thing I think I've struggled with this entire, I think I struggled with since I became doing this full-time, became a full-time Beachbody coach. I can do this all effing day long. And I think today, I went to the post office and did little things, but for most of the time it was like you were saying, I felt like I was doing stuff, but I didn't feel like I got anything like done.
Yes. I hate that feeling.
And it's, I don't know, for me, it's more of a discipline thing because I don't wake up early. Like that's my fallback, and I know I don't, and I know I should be. But I like January because I always kind of like give myself that real talk. Like I know how to do it. Like last year I started using that passion planner, and for the first like few months that I actually used it like to my fullest ability, it worked out really well. So like all my contacts, anyone like I messaged, like I write them in that line. I don't know if you have it, but it's just, it gives you like the day of the time. You might not be able to see it, but like it gives you like the time. Mm-hmm. And like anything extra here, I'll like write their names or like people I have to remember. Like obviously this is blank because it's January. But like my previous months where I've done like really good at this, I'll get to one, or I actually have stuff written. That kind of like keeps me on track and makes me feel like, all right, like this one's pretty. Like if I have things like going on in my mind, instead of it like just going in my mind and like going in circles and circles, like I write it down and then I can kind of like check it off. So if I just use this for like everything, like contacts, ideas, like I'll write down when people bought stuff, and it just helps. And if I look at it, and that's the thing too, like I have to, just like, us writing down our goals, we write it down once and never look at it again until 2018. Like, what's the point of it? So I think for me, just finding a system and just having discipline with it and going back to it, that's what's helped me in the past, and that's what I know I need to get back to.
I'm glad to know you have those struggles too.
I use the passion planner too, and that's where I actually write like the people's names that I'm going to get to know all week. I write in that little box called "Good Things that are gonna happen," and I love that. Like it's my favorite thing is like I get to spend all week getting to know these 3 to 5 people.
Anyone else have any ideas for Shannon? Or are we all kind of struggling with the same thing? I can't see everyone's head. All right, I think we're getting kind of nods all around. I would say coming up with a plan and then sticking to that plan like crazy. I think it might have been like 2 years ago. Beachbody used to offer a training called Franklin Covey time management training. And that kind of goes along the same thing of finding one place where you're going to do everything. So if you're going to use a notebook, do everything on there. If you're going to use something computerized, do everything on there. And their system was, plan out your week ahead of time. So Sunday night, plan it out for, the whole 7 days. And then before you go to bed, take 10 minutes and plan your next day and kind of, all right, what did I not get done today? And how am I going to arrange that for tomorrow? And scheduling the big rocks first, meaning scheduling the things that are not always the most fun things to do, but the things that we know we must get done and the things that are going to bring us more joy or, more income or more people in our challenge group. So scheduling those big things first, and then you can kind of schedule in those little things later on during the week. And that helped me too, but it's just, for me, it's the discipline of getting back to it. Anybody else wanted to share their 2017 goals or struggles? All right, there's 4 more of you and me.
I'll go. So I feel kind of like you, Shannon. Like I feel like I am just turning like wheels and working. I feel like I'm doing so much and like nothing's getting accomplished. Like I'm looking at my stuff here, and I got like 3 notebooks over here and 5 notebooks over here. And I'm like thinking these notebooks are going to help me get my crap organized. Like, this is my coach binder. This is my but oh God, like it's just not working. But definitely setting up office hours for sure. And like Danielle, what you were saying earlier about saying no to things, that was like my big thing. I guess coming back from Summit, that was kind of like my aha moment, because I am super busy coaching, other sports at school, like, because I coach volleyball. Last year I did basketball and track. So I was at school literally all day until 5 or 6 o'clock. And then I'd come home and I'd be exhausted, but I wanted to get stuff done. So I made a commitment to just say no. Like, I didn't get the supplement for track this year because I'm not doing it. I'm not getting paid for travel volleyball because I'm not doing it. And I straight up told those people, I was like, look, I'm really sorry, but I am going to use this time to work my Beachbody business. And like, it was super scary to tell them that, because they're like, okay, whatever, like they don't get it. And so it's like I did crap with it. Like, after volleyball ended in October and I had a few months, November, December, I still didn't come home and do it. Like, so January, now that I'm not doing track, like what you said, Danielle, saying no to things, is I'm going to use that time just like you and work my freaking business, work my butt off, and do the things that are going to get me, the income, and be able to, because like, Zach's just like hanging out there and I'm in here. And so it's like, well, if I got my butt in gear when I got home, I could spend time with him right now. Like, so things like that. Just setting those office hours, like you guys were talking about, for sure. And one of my big things is getting on the phone with people this year. Is something that I have finally gotten more comfortable with. I think it helps, like when I would talk to Alicia sometimes on the phone, like, because we would talk about our, success partner stuff. But, it was just like a genuine conversation. It would be, how was your day at work? How's the weather? Blah, blah, blah. And then we would get into things. So like when I used to talk to challengers and customers, I would just like jump the gun and start like getting into things. And I think that overwhelmed them. So I'm trying to like, make it more of a bonding type of 1-minute conversation first. But I had like 2 phone conversations earlier today and a few the other day. But my goal is like 5 phone conversations a week, 1 a day at least, maybe. And like today's, I didn't get anything out of them. One I'm going to send a video to, and one said she didn't have her credit card, that I can call her tomorrow. So positive thoughts, but it's just at least comforting knowing that they're letting me, get on the phone with them, and it's making me feel more confident. So that's one of my big things this year. And if you guys have any tips for phone conversations or anything that have like gone well for you guys, feel free to share. So that's about it for me.
I don't have any tips for the phone. All I know is that I get extremely sweaty under my armpits and I pace around my house like a crazy person. But for whatever reason, that like passion must come off like in the phone, and they hear that. So maybe start walking around your house a lot while you're on the phone.
That's a good idea. I already get sweaty, so I can cover that part.
Even to this day, I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, why am I so nervous?
I was on the phone with somebody yesterday, and probably for like a half hour, and I feel like I didn't stop talking the whole time. And I got done, I was like, I couldn't breathe. I walked in to my husband. I'm like, dude, I can't breathe. Like, I'm out of breath. Like, what the hell is wrong with me? And I was walking around too. I walked from one room to the other. Oh my God.
Yeah, I've definitely had more success on the phone. So at least I'm glad I'm not the only one that freaks out and sweats profusely while doing it.
No, I don't even sweat during my workouts, but I sweat like a pig. I don't think there's anything that can help that. I think that's just the way it is. But I like that you said, like, you're conscious of what your phone calls were, and maybe Lisa, you were conscious of saying like, crap, I talked the entire time. Maybe I need to, hey Patty, we're just on here for a team call. You can hang out if you want to. You can, what was my train of thought? You can then just remind yourself, all right, take a breath and ask them a question and getting to know them. And it was funny, I was on a phone call with Patty, your success partner for the challenge group, and I didn't even know I played soccer with her in high school, and I felt so bad. I was like, I know I went to high school with you, but I totally forgot that we were like on the same team together for like 2 years. Duh. But like we just did a Zoom call. It was her getting started right call. And like Danielle before was saying, like she had one today, and they didn't get a lot done. But I think just talking to people and you getting to know other people, like that's really all they, to have that connection with people is like just the best thing that you can do, whether you show them a Coach Online office or not. Like they're going to learn all that stuff regardless,
I think that what you're doing too, having a Zoom call with your challengers. So we're going to do that Sunday night and have one with ours because we have a great group right now. We have a lot of people in it. And my like biggest struggle is bringing coaches on, and I'm having like a really hard time with it. So I feel like if I'm just putting more energy and more time into helping, my challengers and like showing them kind of like throwing in a little bit more of like coaching into that will help kind of maybe transfer them over and, go down the funnel like it should. So hopefully the Zoom call will help because they'll already be like accustomed to it and whatever, and we'll get to see everybody and make sure that they're ready to go. And I don't know, I think that's a really good idea that you said. Yeah,
that's what I'm actually doing tonight at 9. And my challenge group for December, and Patty's in it. She's my cousin. It freaking rocked. Like I would say like my first year, like I had really good challenge groups. And then like after that, it kind of becomes the same old. But this challenge group, like really just like everyone, we're at our last week this week. But for the most part, like everyone who was committed, like stayed committed for the entire week. We did like the Made to Crave book. I think that really helped. Even me, like it helped me just like stay accountable and to read. Like I did like a chapter a day, and they had like questions at the end of this. So it was like, duh, like so simple for me to just.
Yeah, your people in that group were like, I'm like, wait, are they coaches? Like, because it was so good. Like I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, no, they're awesome. And just like that was my main focus is my main focus for this year is just getting back to helping my people, not just focusing on Success Club, but, just helping people get the results. And that has to come from the challenge groups. So I'm like literally pouring myself as much as I can with, getting like doing like me and Haley for our health bet group. We're going to be doing a Zoom call tomorrow night for like an opening Zoom call, and just like having those ideas kind of. Were you going to say something, Haley?
Keep going. I'll say it when you're done.
And just kind of giving them as much info and as much support as we possibly can. So then it's not like, all right, was it something that I did, or was it them that just didn't
right.
commit to it? It was, all right, I gave everything I possibly could. I did my job as a coach, and they know I'm here to support them, and I'm giving them all the tools possible.
On my mastermind call today, the guy from corporate was like, even if you have to have a graduation ceremony together through Zoom, like have all your people, you succeeded, you finished the group, get on a Zoom and talk about your successes and make like certificates and stuff. And I was like, that's a really good idea. Like, it might just something different, or so even like an opening ceremony, you're all opening your Shakeology bags together and who can find the scoop the fastest or something like that. And I was like, yeah, I mean, I don't know if you could do that, but something along those lines to make it more entertaining.
What I did for my group just recently, I like revamped everything because I feel like I pour so much into my recipes, and then like I'll get somebody to be like, I don't know what to eat, and I'll be like, what do you mean? Like, what do you mean? I'm just giving you like thousands. So I actually, I was like the first 10 people to go through the recipes and pick their top 2 and write them in the comment section. I'm sending packets of Hydrate too. So this way, like, I'm forcing my people to go into the recipe section and actually take a look and read it. And I mean, I've been running them with my coaches, and I've been having my coaches downlines in my free groups and my challenge groups. And I just feel like once they have been in that group, they have just been able to run challenge groups so effectively. I pour everything into my challenge groups. So I just think like that's just the most important part. And I think that's the biggest reason why my coaches are doing well, is because our challenge groups are amazing. Like, I don't even know the secret sauce to it, other than I sit there and I take time to find recipes, and we have different personalities in it. So we each take different weeks. We each take different topics. Everybody's posted, like, our challenge group, everybody just posted their before picture. Everybody. Like, without me even asking. I'm like, how the heck did that just happen? I don't even understand it, but it just happens. Like, and I just feel like ever since I've been running it with my coaches, everything just went up a notch, because you just have such different personalities. So I'm been stressing that, like, get in a challenge group with somebody. Like, I just got off a Get Started Right call with one of Diana's coaches, and she was like, they want us to do a challenge group. She's like, I'm nervous. I'm like, okay, we're going to run one together. Because as soon as she sees the way that we run ours, and me and Diana are completely 2 different people the way that we run ours, but she's going to be able to see like how much we pour into it, and then she'll be able to basically duplicate the same thing. And that's what we want our coaches to do, right? Is duplicate exactly what we're doing. So I've been putting all my downline and coaches into my January group and my free group. I also have a free group that I've consistently changing and adding new people in, which I thought was just like, duh, why haven't I been doing that after that call? I'm like, this is the smartest thing ever. But yeah, I love this.
So you want to add us into like your December groups so we can see all your secrets, what you do?
My old groups?
Yeah, like something.
Listen, I'll give you the template. It's a completely different. I haven't even done the complete one for January. I've only done prep week, first week and a half, I think, because I let the other girls fill in their stuff. Like, I was like, listen, I'm covering these like, I always cover prep week. I don't know how, like, I am so big on prep week. If you do not have prep week, your challenges are always going to fail. Like, I won't let any of the girls take over prep week, because it's like, I'm like, that's my baby. Prep week is always my baby. And then I give them topics, and then I'm like, okay, do whatever you want to do on these things. But a couple things that I have been adding in, especially when they're like all women groups, is like how to survive like PMS days. Because these are tell me that those are not things that you've all failed in during your challenge groups. Like, when we were all trying to eat, and like you get your period, and you're like, I want to eat all the chocolate in the world. What do you do? What do you do? You know what I mean? Like, so I sit there and I think of like all these things that like I went through, or like when I got sick, or, you know what I mean? Like, what do you do? Do you take off when you're sick or when you're injured? Or so I try to go through every scenario possible. Like on the weekends, they're 9 times out of 10, you're going to have a group of girls that are not going to listen to you, and they're going to have more than wine. So I'm going to give them a list of, okay, if you're not going to listen to me, do this. You know what I mean? So I give them, I try to go through all the situations, and it just seems like it's worked really, really well. But having different personalities, I think, in it is the best part, because like the one girl is like so creative and organized, and she brings that aspect. I bring like more of like the real talk aspect, and then you got fast talking Renee in there, and you know what I mean? Like there's so many different personalities that it just is really good. So that's it. That's all I got. Bring in your coaches. Let them see what you're doing so they can duplicate it, especially if you're having like struggling with your coaches learning how to run challenge groups.
And I would also say too, like, ask your challengers what they want. So many times I've used my template and the same thing, but I'm like, why didn't I ask them what they actually wanted? And most of the time it was they wanted more recipes, or like tonight for the call that I'm doing, I asked them, what do you want to hear on the call? Like, I can talk about anything, you know, health and fitness, nutrition wise, but like, what do you want to hear about? So I think really gearing it towards the people that are in your group. And that nightly, I do like a nightly check-in too for my groups. And I do it every freaking night. I'm like, man, like this is awesome. And I always sometimes like, so I'll have them like right there, water, nutrition, workout. And then like the last one is always kind of like a little deeper, like digging in, you know, like what's like 3 of your goals for the new year. So it's more of like a mindset thing. And that's what I really worked hard on this group too. And I think the book helped them do that as well, as really letting them know that this is, you know, a lifestyle. They have to shift their mindset. When they get to their goal weight, that's when the real work starts. That's when you're like, shit, I got here. How am I going to stay here and continue this? And this book made them realize like the end is not 21 days. The end is not when they reach their goal weight. There really is no end. It's just something continuous. And I think that's kind of like a good lead on to, all right, like, you know, if you want to be in a positive mindset all year long and, you know, want to be surrounded by positive, like-minded people, like, have you ever thought about coaching? And I invited all those girls to my, the live coach opportunity that we did, which is freaking killer, because we have, like Danielle was saying, we have like what, like 5 or 6 of us do that. And everyone was completely different. Everyone related to somebody a little bit, you know, different.
That's another goal. Every month, me and Diana have committed to do a live webinar every month.
Nicely, get someone else in with that with you, girl.
Yeah,
the more people, the better.
We're 2-0 right now. We've done it for December or November and December. For January, we're gonna try to get some other people in there as well. But I think it's not even if it's like, for me, the last one was literally right after Christmas, and it was just like a hot mess. Like I had company over and I was sneaking in my closet. Like I had a dinner party. Like it was a hot mess for me. Nobody realized it, but it was like all over the place. But so that's why I didn't ask anybody else to come in. But for the next one, that's my plan. But yeah, just to consistently do it and get good at talking about it. I think that's the best. That's the main part, is that you get better at talking about the actual business opportunity. So when it does come up, you can talk about it without being like, you know?
Who else wants to go? We have 15 minutes left.
I'll go real quick. It's going to be super fast. It's pretty much basic stuff. But the most important thing, well, I don't know if you say most important, but I want to focus on my coaches more, because for maybe 3.5, 4 months, I kind of went MIA on them with some of my stuff I had going on, and I could tell when I dropped off, they did. But I started the new year off right and had some one-on-one calls with all of my coaches, and Sandy has 4 Success Club points already, and Nikki had hit Success Club 5 by the 2nd day of the month, so it's really working. So just focusing on them, investing in my business with trainings like the Josh Coach training. That's kind of a shorter one, but starting small and then branching off once it starts paying off some. and just kind of getting back to myself and focusing on me and getting me where I need to be so I can make sure my challengers are where they want to be, because I don't want to be a hypocrite, and focus on getting them results, because I think that's the biggest thing, and it's going to help get more coaches once my challengers start seeing better results too. That's all. Short and sweet.
Now you have rock stars underneath of you. I mean, they just need a little bit of loving. And those girls are kind of good to go. I reached out to Nikki because she has 2 new coaches that I think want to do the business. So we just have to, make sure that they're getting started right. And that can be a little bit different for each of them, whether it's I think one-on-one calls are always the best thing before Coach Basics. I think trying to squeeze people into Coach Basics that day or even on Tuesday, I'm you're just pushing them into too much information overload. And time and time again, I've just seen it not kind of work. But I mean, you're on the right track with just, getting connected back with them and saying, hey, life happened. I'm sorry, but yeah, I'm back. And how can we kind of do this together? And how can we, just move forward and make January freaking awesome? So proud of you for just stepping back in and saying, I'm here, let's do it. And forget, about whatever has happened.
Yeah, for sure. So I'm really excited about that training, though. I'm looking forward to it. I remember you had posted one of his free webinars that he had did in the group, and I really enjoyed hearing him speak. So I'm sure we'll be doing more.
Yeah, he was absolutely amazing. And for 2016, that was a goal of mine. It was to kind of reinvest back into myself. I made the most I ever did this year, but not that I don't have anything to show for it. By invested a good chunk of that back into trainings and going to Tony Robbins and all the behind the scenes stuff. But it's only, the more that you invest in yourself, it's just going to come out tenfold. So even if it's something a little like a Josh Coates training, that's something more than you did last time. So
exactly.
Yeah. Anyone else have any comments or questions for Nicole? All right, Rachel.
Hi. Sorry, I've been MIA. I was waiting for a customer to finally get home from work, call me and all that good stuff. But anyways, Nicole, I just want to say that I'm so happy that you're back. I have missed you. And I completely missed everything except the first 5 minutes of what you guys were talking about. But I think I get the gist of we're just talking about what's going on, what we're doing new for 2017. And so I definitely started the one-on-one calls as well right at the end of December because it's actually something that I really have never been consistent with at all. And I guess honestly it felt kind of maybe it was not I don't know what the right word is. It wasn't even realistic to have a call with every one of your coaches every week kind of thing. But I've actually started that in December and think it's going really, really well. And it's not only an accountability for them where they have action steps every single week to complete and I hold them accountable the very next week, but it's also accountability for me because I know that I have to stay on top of what they're doing and checking in with them. And at first, I think I thought it was going to feel more like babysitting, and I wanted everybody to just kind of be like me and figure it out kind of thing. But it's really, I don't know, it's just been really, really good for me so far just to be able to talk to everybody every week and kind of check in and see, I care about you first as a person. So how's your life? What the heck's going on with you instead of going 3 or 4 months without talking to them. but also just knowing that like we're helping them with their business every single day. But I also have visibility into who those new coaches are that they're bringing in and what we need to do to get them started right, and helping them kind of prioritize who to focus on and who to stop dragging and that kind of thing. So I'm definitely a big fan of the one-on-one calls. That's helping a ton. And I'm actually trying to basically just go back to basics and kind of restart everything that I've done before. And so in the past, I think I've just gotten really burnt out because I've tried to do everything all at once. And so I've been very in and out of things that I'll be in for a couple of months and then I'll drop off for a while. And so I decided to kind of wipe my slate clean and say, you know what, like January is like my first month as a coach. Like I'm starting all over, and what would I do if I could take it all back, knowing everything that I know now? Like what could I do to start a clean slate? And so I'm redoing all of my business activity trackers and how I monitor and mentor my coaches. Krista and I have been working on completely redoing our challenge group script. And I'm going to go ahead and start planning out the month for our team so that people know exactly when I'm having challenge groups, if they want to jump in and that kind of thing. And so it's really nothing super crazy or like this huge light bulb that nobody's ever heard before. It's just I finally took the time to say, you know what, like what I've done so far hasn't gotten me to where I want to go. So let me just completely try something different. And so I've been taking pieces from people that I've worked with before, like different coaches, stuff that I see you guys posting about. I just started taking snippets from that and trying to just completely just start from scratch. And so far so good. It feels like a totally different team for me. I feel like our team has really started out pretty strong here at the beginning of the year. And it's just exciting to feel that excitement like you had when you first started again. So sorry, I don't have anything like super off the wall, like awesome tips for you guys. I'm just starting over and it's a good feeling.
Yeah, I think always going back to the basics, like you can make this so complicated and spin your wheels, and I have to be reminded of that too. Like, just relax. Like, if you don't put a post on Facebook, it's not the end of the world. Your business is still going to be okay. And to kind of take a breath and not get overwhelmed with all the little things. But bringing back to what Danielle said and bringing back the joy. And if you're not having fun with this, if you're not feeling excited yourself, then everyone else, it's going to just funnel down to your downline, to your challenge groups. But if you feel pumped up, if you feel excited, like that's just going to show through. So I think it's showing. So obviously, and it did remind me too, all of you should do this. Make a group for your own PS coaches. Like, I think, who was saying that? Shannon? Like, Team Arise is huge, which is great. And don't feel like you guys are leaving me, or like you guys can leave me whenever you want to. Like, don't feel like you have to be in the team page. But I think it's a great idea for you guys to start off having a group with your PS coaches and share everything with them. Meaning like share like conversations. And that's a big thing that I'm going to be doing more too, is sharing. Even though I think I can probably overwhelm people in the team page, I don't care. I'm just going to give you guys as much kind of info as I can. And if people grab a hold of it, then that's what I'm going to do. But do that in your PS coaches pages too, and, you know, go live. And if you guys can do me a favor too and give me some people who you think would, you know, be a coach of the week. So it doesn't have to be based on Success Club or anything like that, but someone you think that would be good, just kind of stepping outside their comfort zone and doing those videos. I think, you know, we did that in the beginning of last year, and that really helped people just kind of step outside and step into that like leadership role and give people like that a little boost of confidence that they need. Like, oh, okay, like they think I can do this. Like, I can do this. So if you guys have any people in your downline, just, you know, post it in the leadership page. because I forget. And then on Monday, I'm like, crap, I didn't get a coach of the week. Anyone have anything else to add?
I have a question for anyone. So, like, I know, Rachel, you said you were doing one-on-ones. Nicole, you did that call with your coaches and stuff. When you guys are doing your calls, are you guys asking your PS coaches for their conversations or to see them? Because I have been trying to get mine to send them to me so I can, tweak them, help them, but it's just like, it's not getting there yet. So I just was wondering if anyone has some suggestions.
I'll go. I actually made a format that I forwarded to Nicole, and I don't get that detailed unless they're having a specific issue. Now, that's not to say like I don't ever look at their conversations, but what I'm more focused on is like, have you done your business activities for the week? What's your personal development? Because if you're telling me that you're on the same personal development book for the last 3 months, then you're not actually doing it, kind of thing. And then we talk about like how can I best support them? Is that, accountability texts, or do you need help with something specific? Like one of my coaches just did not feel comfortable running her own challenge group. And so it was actually Tia. And so I got her into your group, let her kind of see and give her the reins to kind of do her own posts, that kind of thing. So it's more just focusing on like the things that they need help with, and then I give them specific action steps for the week so that they know the next time we talk, I'm going to ask you about these specific things. Like, you told me that you were finished with your personal development books. I want you to have picked one and started another one by the next time we talk. And you told me that you wanted to hit Success Club, and so I want you to reach out to X number of people and tell me, tell me that you did next time we talk, that kind of thing. And so it's more just holding them accountable to the actual activities. But I have specifically looked at conversations before and given them like a somewhat of a format, but never in that much detail, like on the weekly calls.
Okay.
I would say, Haley, for you, I did that, and I think it worked absolutely geniusly. I find when people are doing, they're posting and they're reading their personal development and nothing's clicking, it is in their conversations. So
that's what I'm saying. Like, how can you have that big of a transformation?
If they're not showing you their conversations, that means they're not having any conversation.
Oh, it's so frustrating.
So
Sorry, go ahead.
If I need one conversation by our next call, or else we're not having our next call because there's nothing to talk about. Say it in a loving way, but obviously, but that's how it has to be. You can't keep, and I think I know who you're talking about, but you can't keep running in circles. And Danielle.
I have a coach doing all the stuff, okay?
We're almost done, Patty.
But nothing's happening. And I was like, you need to show me your conversations. And this went on forever. And finally, I was just like, before you answer the next person that writes to you, I'm going to tell you exactly what to say, okay? And we got her the furthest in the conversation than she's ever been. And she was so excited. And I was like, so what were like the other conversations like? You know what I mean? And it like, but like it took some forcefulness. Like Rose was like, if she wants it, you know what I mean? Maybe, if she wants it and she wants to do better, like that's what I had to do. I had to be like, before you message anybody back, you have to send me exactly what anybody's saying to you. And then I'm going to walk you through the conversation. And where I left her, I was like, okay, I'm going to leave you here. Do you think you can handle it now? She messed it up. So we're going to go back to square one again. Something's not happening in that conversation. Like, I don't know. So yeah, I would say just be like, you can't answer anybody until you send me what they ask you or the conversations you're having. Like, you're not allowed to answer until you send it to me.
And that's going to take a while too. Like, Haley, sometimes, like, you remember when we were going through your conversations and you were like, all right, what do I say? And then you're like, I knew that. And it just took you some time too. And now you're flying on your own. So it might just take that person a couple times of you showing them for it to kind of click in their head a little bit.
Click. Okay, we'll get there.
All right, ladies, I have my call from my challenge group. But this was awesome stuff. Let me know about Coach of the Week for next week. I don't have anyone, so give me some ideas. And I would still love to do this at least once a month for all of us to kind of get together for sure. Sound good? All right. Have a good night, ladies.